Hello and welcome back to WWF Smackdown for the PlayStation. I'm here playing through season mode a little bit more red hot retro wrestling video game action. You catch me just after WrestleMania, I believe, and I'm just choosing who I want to continue playing as. Just done a few matches as Jeff Hardy. I kind of want to stick with Jeff and see if we can get this elusive tag team title match, but I also want to experience as many different people in the game as possible, so I'm thinking I might swap out for someone else, someone more prolific, you know. Um, I forget which championships these guys all hold. I think The Rock's like the European champion, which is kind of funny. I think I'm going to go as the Big Show, actually, because he's the hardcore champion. It'd be quite fun if I got some hardcore matches. So that is my logic, is I want to defend the hardcore championship so I can like go backstage, do some rumbling backstage, that kind of thing. So fingers crossed the game cooperates. Um, a weird four-way dance with Shane McMahon not putting up a big enough fight against Stone Cold, Bradshaw and Matt Hardy. European title. Oh man, if I'd stayed Jeff Hardy, I would have got a European title match. That's disappointing. The Rock wins, of course. Falcons and Steve Blackman. And now I've got a battle royal with my championship not on the line. So I wanted to defend the hardcore title, but instead I've got a battle royal. I forget. I mean, as I'm recording this, it's been a little while since I last played. I know I say that a lot on these channels because I do the kind of batch recordings. I'm sure you're used to the way I do these things now. But it's been a while since yeah, the battle royal thing. I suppose it's jumping back and forth between different games as well. Like I was playing Attitude, I've played GM mode this week as well, so there's a lot of different things in my head as I'm trying to like get back up. I think I'm okay with the controls and stuff, but I don't remember. I think battle royal was just straight up elimination, wasn't it? I don't think it's over the top rope. Man, I love Mankind's theme song. It's very appropriate to watch a little bit of Mankind's entrance just because I'm playing as him in WWF Attitude. And of course, the big man, the big show. I've not really included the entrances very much, mostly out of fear of being copyright struck in this game, but I think I'll be okay. I've got to include them once in a while, don't I? Give you guys a little blast of the entrances. All right, let's see how we get on. So yeah, um, welcome back to SmackDown. I'm enjoying this game very much. I'll probably repeat this in the next couple of episodes as I do this recording session, but I think this might be the final recording session I do of this game, just so I can move on to SmackDown 2. One of my buddies at work is not a wrestling fan, but he has really fond memories. Hey Ray, if you're out there watching, he's a big he's got lots of memories of SmackDown 2, specifically last riding people through the roof of the Hell in the Cell as the American Badass Undertaker. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this recording session and do like a couple more matches. I'm hoping as Big Show I will get to do like a backstage brawl and we can go backstage and throw some weapons around and do some wacky stuff as the hardcore champion. But if the game doesn't cooperate and give me the hardcore match that I so crave, I will just play one in season mode, sorry, outside of season mode. I'll just fire up exhibition and defend the title that way and do it old school, do it manually. I'm a big Bossman fan, which wasn't meant to be a pun, but I am. Particularly this version of Bossman, the hardcore championship late '90s version. I think he was like built for the hardcore title, because he was like he wore his body armor and he like carried weapons with him everywhere he went. He had like his nightstick and he had his handcuffs and he had his like baton thing that extended. He was like built for go, in the hardcore division. And he had that hilarious feud with the Big Show, ironically, where he was like tormenting him over his dead dad, which is so tasteless, but is very funny. Um, like it's so over the top. Like I'm a big fan of that in wrestling. Just you don't get enough of that these days. The really over the top, silly stuff. Um, it's personal preference, of course. Everyone's got their tastes. I'm trying to like just give someone the choke slam, but I'm not having a lot of luck. Man, everyone just recovers really quickly. I'm like picking them up to their feet, but they're not staying stunned. That's fine. That's fine. We'll get there. It's a marathon, not a race. It is kind of a race. Um, but man, Bossman is beating on me against the ropes here. The only loss I've suffered in coming back to this game was to the Bossman. If you'll recall, in my warm-up videos before I dove into the season mode, um, I had a hard time figuring out how to pin someone. Just like now, I seem to be struggling to do my finishing move. I don't know why I've gone quiet. Sorry, guys. I'm just focused. I do like the arena. Like it feels like there's a lot happening in the arena. You know, like the Raw is War logo on the mat, and the crowd looks really busy and rowdy, and there's just a lot going on. You know. Oh, I just eliminated Bossman. I was wondering why it wasn't letting me pin Bossman, but it's because I've just knocked him out with that showstopper. You see, the moves at the bottom of the screen, which I do still really like. I know I commented whether I was going to switch it off, but I do quite like it. Um, you can see the ones in yellow come up at like finishing moves and like special moves, and Godfather just kind of ran with his chest into Mankind's back, and that was a signature move because it was the whole train, technically, like which in real life is something he does in the corner, but in this game, just charging at a guy is enough to count. I'm just running through these lads. I can't believe that rope break counted in this, four-way free for all. The game is being pedantic with me. Okay. I chokeslam Mankind and what? Man, he's kicked out before the one. Big Show doing running drop kicks. That big boot knocked them both down. That was pretty rad. So yeah, I was never a huge Big Show fan back in the day, but he's someone who I appreciate a lot more as I got older. He's like a really fun, charismatic guy. I think he could have been a much bigger star than he was in wrestling. He obviously has, obvious genetic physical gifts, but he's just he seems like a really funny guy. I think he has a lot of natural charisma and could have been a much bigger star. I could definitely see him like doing the talk show circuit on the reg and making people laugh. And yeah, he seems like a nice guy. I think The Godfather probably hit his level. I think he was probably more successful than he deserved to be. Never a great wrestler with a kind of sleazy gimmick. It was very over for the 90s though. The days of like when Jerry Springer was the hottest show on TV. I bet Godfather could body slam Big Show. That seems like a ridiculous move, but I bet in real life, like he's like 6 foot something, and he's a big dude. He probably could power slam the Big Show. I don't know what move I was going for there. I'd kind of love to make someone submit to that bear hug. Side buster. That move's not called a side buster. There you go. There's the whole train attack I mentioned. Godfather's built up a finishing move, so I think I need to prioritize getting him out of here first. I'm kind of fatigued a little bit. Alright. Big showstopper. And another knockout. It's down to me and Mick Foley. Me and my boy Mankind. To win this match, I must defeat the man I'm playing as in my other game. He's going to the ropes again. Man, he loves that rope break. Big Show, Godfather was out, wasn't he? Yeah, he'd been eliminated for ages, and he was still there, taking up space in the ring. Okay, so apparently I was trying to do like a move off the ropes, but yeah, like when I Irish whipped him, I was trying to see if he had a grapple, but he didn't. He just grabbed him and Irish whipped him again, which is a little weird. Okay, I'll never know what moves Big Show has. I'm trying to like do. There we go. So it's like a big elbow drop. That's not bad. So yeah, as I was saying earlier on in the match, I'm gonna do this final recording session, and hopefully I'll get like a nice atmospheric stopping point. But I think what's more likely is that it'll just be a random match, and I've had enough. It's tricky because this game doesn't really have like a progression to it. Like I'm not working my way up to like a title shot or anything like that. It just kind of goes and goes and goes and goes, and your position on the card is depends on who you play as. So like, in theory, I could just play as Stone Cold Steve Austin, who is the WWF champion already, and then it would just be me endlessly defending the title against whoever the AI puts me against. Um, and there's no like logic or progression to it. I think it seems pretty random the way it pairs people up in matches. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to um, just choose my own stopping point and move on. And as I say, I'm hoping I'll get a chance to go backstage and do some wacky stuff in the backstage of the arena. But um, yeah, I think more likely I'll probably just have to, to do it myself. He's going to be in the ropes again, isn't he? Chokeslam him away from the ropes, Paul. That's fine. Knockout. I'll take that. That's fine. I'm happy with a knockout. So a dominant victory for the Big Show. Got a tag team championship match, Edge and Christian versus the New Age Outlaws. I did briefly consider playing as Christian actually. That would have been funny. But that was the main event of the show, and now we're on to the next house show. Come on, give me my hardcore title match. Bossman beats out Val Venus even. Edge and Christian versus the Dudley Boyz. I've got a three-way dance, another non-title. That's annoying. It could have made me defend my title. It could have given me a shot at Austin's title. The game's just being mean at this point. Straight into the action this time. No messing around. Man, DDT by the Undertaker. Not famous for his DDTs. What was that? I don't know what I was doing there. So this one is one fall to a finish, so I think it's going to be a little bit harder for me to win. As you'll recall, at WrestleMania I had a four-way. Sorry, at WrestleMania I had a four-way that I just could not win as Jeff Hardy because the pins were constantly being broken up. I'm hoping there only being three guys this time makes it a little bit easier. If I can get one of them out of the ring. Um, I don't think there's double team. Actually, I have no idea if there's double teams in this game. There's double teams in WF Attitude, which came out the year before it. So I feel like there should be double teams, but I'm not even going to pretend I know how to do them. Um, yeah, so my plan here is to just keep hitting moves and keep hitting moves and not let anyone except me get a pin. This could end up being a very long episode. I might still be here in 3 hours' time doing this match. Much like the WrestleMania one, I'll give it a fair shake. I'll try my very best, but if it does start to feel impossible at any point, I will just call it. And I don't know why I stuttered on the word call it there. I will, yeah, just end it and move back to the menus. Um, yeah, so if you guys are out there in the comments, please give me your thoughts on me moving on to SmackDown too soon. I think the way I record these is there's probably going to be a couple more weeks after this episode of SmackDown. Probably get 3 videos out of this recording session, and then I'm going to start up SmackDown 2 the week after that. Is there anyone in particular you want to see me play as? Is there any particular match types? I feel like that game, one of the big draws of that game was the fact that there's just so many different wacky gimmick matches in it. So I think potentially I might just, rather than doing a season mode, I'm going to have a little look at the menus and what's available, and I might just play like a collection of random matches. Um, which will be fun. I'll just explore and do as many of the gimmicks as possible and show off as much of the roster as I possibly can. Um, and maybe you guys can like leave comments and tell me which matches you want to see. Do you want to see Undertaker Kane in Hell in a Cell? Do you want to see me be Stone Cold Steve Austin in a casket match? Do you want to see me, play as the Big Show in a ladder match? Wide open. I'm game. So yeah, just leave some comments if you've got any thoughts on SmackDown 2, or if you think I should give this game longer. It's not too late. I've not started recording SmackDown 2 yet, so if you'd rather I stuck with this for another, year or so of worth of season, which is only 12 more, which is only, if they give me a match on every show is only 12 matches. It's not a crazy investment of my time. So yeah, give me your thoughts. I've had some lovely comments on some of my videos. I had a lovely comment this past week on one of my GM mode videos, just about the guy used to play it with his brother and loved playing it with his brother, which is a really nice memory. I played it a lot with my brother too. I played this a lot with my little brother too. Mikey will never watch this, He's got 3 kids. He'll never have time to sit and watch a YouTube video that I did. But he played all these games with me. Everything you've seen on the channel is a game that me and my brother used to probably fall out with each other while playing. Um, I think as well, like in terms of this channel, a little bit behind the scenes for you guys. I'm just kind of talking here. I'm going to do SmackDown 2 and play that as much, kind of explore the game as much as I possibly can. Um, and then I think I will keep going in my journey through the SmackDown series. I've talked about going back and doing the N64 games, so they might, one of them might replace Attitude, and SmackDown. The SmackDown games will be a series, and like other games will be a series. General Manager mode. I'll play that until I'm bored of it, basically, which is something I've done on and off since the game came out 20 years ago. Cheeky Austin. How cheeky was that? Trying to steal my finish. Trying to steal my pin. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. Oh, give me a break. Not a rope break. Yeah, I feel like there's a... Okay, so if I can take him out... Oh man, I was hoping the Undertaker would stay down from that stunner and I could have stole the pin. That'd have been great. After I called out Austin cheeky for doing the same thing. Jeez, he was too far away. I keep doing that bear hug. That bear hug does count as a submission. I think it's really difficult to make someone submit to it, but I can, in theory, win by submission. I remember, I've got this really weird memory of this game, actually, of playing it once, and Stone Cold Steve Austin's mounted punches must technically be a submission hold, because I remember once I was just hammering Vince McMahon with punches, and he submitted, and I won the match. And I'm pretty sure I didn't dream that. That would be an incredibly mundane dream if I did. Maybe what I need to do is build up 2 finishing moves and then try and choke slam them both rapid fire. I've kind of lost track of how long I've been doing this match. I don't think it's been that long, has it? You're probably used to my editing style now. I'm sure when I said that, I'll have flashed how long the match has been up on the screen for you good people. Just kind of amusing myself while I'm editing. I edit and basically make fun of myself as I'm editing. Like all the little bits of text I flash up on the screen, that's usually me listening to myself drone on. How handy that I can win by knockout. I was convinced it was going to be a nightmare trying to get one of these down guys to stay out of the way so I could get the pin, but that worked out pretty well. That was a fun triple threat match. It was kind of sharpened my skills having to rapidly switch back and forth between opponents. I quite enjoyed that.